updated on sports. Gotta keep you updated on sports for real. Nico, Tennessee, the quarterback, he just now hit the transfer portal. He hit the transfer portal. You know why? He was getting paid $2.1 million. And he signed under contract. He didn't want $2.2 more million dollars. He went back on his contract and said, "Look, I want $4 million." Yes, roll the clip. Yeah.
All right, Stephen A., who's in the wrong here? Is it Nico? Is it Tennessee or the NCAA?
I think it's Nico. Only in this respect, you made an agreement. Honor it. The only caveat that I would throw out there, the only alteration, is that we are talking about the sport of football. And so thinking along the NFL, even though this is not the NFL, it's the NCAA, who I have no sympathy for, by the way, and I'm certainly not trying to side with them. I do understand that in the sport of football, professionally speaking, they have the right to come to you to have your contract restructured, to ask you to take a pay cut and things of that nature in professional football. So because that's the sport that we're looking at, even though this is on a lower level because it's the NCAA, it's college football instead of the NFL, you know, there is sympathy in that regard. But you were getting about $2.2 million. That's the agreement that you reached. According to the valuations out there, you're worth about $3.1 million. And you were asking for $4 million, damn near double what you agreed to. I don't recall Tennessee winning the national championship or anything like that, but it's a bigger thing to that, to this situation for me personally than anything else. And that's honoring your contract. Go for all you can get, but once you negotiate and you sign on the dotted line at a university, you should be compelled to honor that deal, unless I'm missing something. I only know what we've read about this situation. If there are other things that come with it, then I stand corrected. I'm open-minded about it. But on its face, I'm of the mindset that you're getting paid $2.2 million to be the quarterback for the Tennessee Volunteers. That's what you agreed to, and not for. And to walk out on the program, to hold out for the program, that to me, that's not the greatest look. It just isn't.
This is on the NCAA, and the NCAA should be, and its leadership should be ashamed of itself and should be embarrassed that it's gotten to this point, because they're the lack of leadership that has led to this. Josh Pate actually laid this out perfectly. This is what happens when you place people in leadership roles and they have no idea what they're doing, and they have no ability to see the tentacles that are attached to the decisions that they're making down the line. I agree with you from the vantage point, Stephen A. I don't like it for the young man. Because it's contrary to everything that I've ever learned about the quarterback role and the quarterback position. But I'm not down for killing the young man, and I know you're not doing that right now. But I've seen that happening. But this is what happens when you place people in leadership roles that the NCAA did, and then you just open the door. Because while you say, Stephen A., and I understand the point of, well, he's got to honor his contract. When you leave the opportunity for that person not having to honor the contract by allowing other doors to be opened by other places offering you more money, no one in their right mind is going to just say, no, I don't want another $1.7 or $1.8 million. Because if you can get it, you're going to go get it. That's just the reality of human beings. And I don't love it for the young man, again, because it's contrary to everything I know. I don't love it for the locker room. And Feinbaum's right that this is the inflection point, because it's the first time that a high leverage player has impacted the locker room, and the locker room has felt that loss. And this is the first time, at least again, a high leverage player, the coach is like, well, go. Well, we're not gonna bow the knee to you. So this does change it, but this is such a flaw by the leadership of the NCAA, and the fact that grown adults allowed this to happen because it was coming and everyone knew it. They should be ashamed that now this young man is going to get targeted and pinpointed as the person being selfish when he's a kid still. Whether he's getting treated financially as an adult or not, he's still a kid.
When I sign a contract, I will honor that contract. I'm not going to come to you and ask you for no more money. Don't you bring your ass to me asking me to take less money, because this is what we agreed upon. Now, already had a deal with Notre Dame in place. He left Notre Dame. He had a deal already in place. Now, if you want to say he got a deal in place, Don't he say, look, guys, I'm going to go ahead and move on. There's a better opportunity for me elsewhere. But to do it like he did it, this is what I disagree with. Hey, get all the money you can, but don't nod yes and me no.
Hold on, Shannon. So we can't live in a world where we say your value is what you think it is. Your value is, and everyone says it. Everybody says it. Well, what someone's willing to pay you. That's what your value is. So
Correct.
I would be shocked.
He wasn't valuable to Tennessee.
I would be shocked if he went to Tennessee or his reps or his advisors went to Tennessee and asked for more money or said they wanted more money without knowing that someone else was willing to pay him more money. That's not happening. So we can't live in the world where NFL quarterbacks and we sit there and go, well, should they pay this guy or not? And it doesn't. And people say, well, it doesn't matter because someone else is willing to do it. Second of all, and another part of this is who are we allowing to represent these kids? Because we can't just allow this wild, wild west of anybody can represent anyone because I don't like the fact that I'm not going to sit here and kill Nico when he's probably getting told X.
But D.O., first of all, we're not killing him. That's number one. Number two, he's the name on the situation. I mean, the situation is about him. So that's the only, we understand there's adults in the room. We understand, listen, we're grown men. We listen to our agents. We listen to our representatives. We listen to our lawyers, et cetera, et cetera. We ultimately make the call, but it's based on the level of expertise that they provide. And so as a result, we understand that from a literal perspective, D.O., that this is not him. But the point is, it's a bigger issue here. We know how corrupt the NCAA has been for decades, how they exploited these athletes, took advantage of it. And this chaos is a result of them receiving their comeuppance because they spent so much time getting over so many decades. We understand that. We also understand that guys like Nick Saban and others have lamented the state of affairs that exists within the sport, which is why they walked away. We saw Mike Krzyzewski retired in basketball. We saw Roy Williams retired in basketball. In the back of our minds, we suspected it wasn't just age and attrition, but this kind of stuff definitely has something to do with that. What we're doing is simply highlighting the reflective point, the reflection point that Paul Feinbaum alluded to, how this is an indication of things to come. And you talked about the quarterback position. Well, what we're saying is this. As a quarterback, as the leader of a team and a program, you agreed to a deal.
Right.
And then you said, I'm willing to walk away from everything and everyone associated with that deal because I'm going to chase this money where you have pro aspirations. And there is some money coming down the pike. And what can't be dismissed about Shannon, it's certainly relatable to me, and I'm not joking, I'm in all seriousness. Everybody wants to sit up there, for example, and look at my deal that I just agreed to. Well, people forget that I had a contract that I signed in 2018. I never went to ESPN to ask for my contract to be ripped up when others were signed. I never went to ESPN to say, you know what, let's redo this deal now. I never did that. I had a contract. The contract expired. Okay, and when the contract expires and it's time to and a renegotiation window comes into play, that was my time to address it. Now I'm an adult. That's a kid being led by adults. And maybe the adults are the ones we should be impugning. The problem is, Dan, we don't know their names and their faces as of yet. Trust me, when we do, we'll mention them. But right now, he's the guy. He's a young man. He's the face of a new issue that is now permeating the sport. Nobody's condemning him. We understand it. We're just saying it's not ideal for the sport, and it's not ideal for young kids coming down the pike in terms of a path for them to follow, because what may end up working for him may very well not end up working for them. That's what we're saying.
And
listen, I agree with Stephen A. You know, I'm going to be real with Stephen A. I agree with him. D.O., I agree with him a little bit. Shannon Sharp, I agree with him, but Stephen A. is right on point. Man, if y'all want to look more about the story, look it up and find out about it. Other than that, I hope y'all enjoy it. It's your boy, Big Mike. Yay!